Everybody, my name is Will. I am one of the founders of the AI Collection Merchandiser, and today I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can use the app to solve all of the most common merchandising challenges on your Shopify store. So first things first, once you actually add the app to the store, what you want to do is go on over to the app section of your Shopify UI and then click the AI Collection Merchandiser, and that'll take you right into the app's homepage. And this is where you can add any number of collections that you want the app to merchandise for you. And so quick note here, you don't have to let the app merchandise all the collections on your site. You can say, hey, I just want to merchandise these 10 collections with the app, and then there's two that I actually want to handle completely manually. And so in order to actually add an app to the collection for it to be merchandised, you just want to go on over to the add button right over there. It'll bring up a list of the different collections available on your site. As you can see here, I already have 10 preloaded for the demonstration. And then basically what's going to happen is once these collections are added to the app, the product order within the collections will be updated every 2 hours based on the sorting rules that you set within each one of the given collections. And so what I'm going to do is just click into our florals and vases collection over here so you can see exactly what the app is doing and then the challenges that each different setting addresses within the app. So first things first, there are two things that are always on in the AI Collection Merchandiser and two processes that are always running in the background. The first is this AI product rankings. It's always enabled by default. You can't turn it off. And what this is doing is it's going through and it's looking to identify the highest performing products on your website and make sure that those products are getting bubbled up to the top of your collection so that users can actually discover them. And then the second item that is always on by default is inventory handling. And so inventory handling makes sure that if any product is fully out of stock, that it gets pushed down to the bottom of the page. And collectively, these two things take care of situations like this on your Shopify website. If any of you have a site that looks like this today, where look, I'm on the best-selling sort over here. And basically what's happening is at the top of my collection, I'm seeing a lot of products that are sold out and that aren't available for any of my customers to buy. And so even though these products are best-selling, we actually want them to be pushed all the way down to the bottom of the collection. And by enabling these two features, you're making sure that these top sellers actually make it to the top of the collection, but that any of the ones that are fully sold out don't show up. And that way, we just sort of like fix the user experience where they're coming in, they're seeing products that they can't buy, and then they're getting really turned off. And the one thing that you can adjust, and this is something that's definitely really different relative to how Shopify generally sorts rankings by bestsellers, is you can actually adjust the look back window within our app, and you can use any number of days between, 7 and 90 days. Typically, we see stores use 7 days when inventory turn periods are really, really short. And then we see stores use closer to 90 days or 60 days when it's a slower merchandise moving period. And so we might move the look back window down during the holidays and then reset it to a longer 1 month, 2 month, or 3 month window as we move back out of the holidays into January and February during the year. And so this gets like a really nice overall general sorting setup going for your store. But what we want to make sure that each of you has the ability to do is actually customize the app's AI-based sorting and AI-based product rankings for your own particular business needs. And that's where the remainder of all of these features come in. These are the way you can think about each one of these features is it's a way to overwrite and adjust the AI generated rankings so that you can actually achieve the business goals or more like nuanced aesthetic goals that you might have on your site. So the first sort of adjustment feature that we have is pin products. And if I click into the pin product section of the site, what you're going to see is you have the ability to add any number of products that will appear at the top of your collection in the order you specify. And so once I hit add products, what's going to happen is I'm going to get a screen that allows me to select any product that I want to add to the UI itself. And let's say I select this blue silk tuxedo. I go ahead and hit add. Granted, this wouldn't be in the florals and vases section of your website, but now you can see, okay, this product is added to the collection and it's actually going to appear pinned in the first position. You can pin any number of products. You can place them in any order that you want by dragging and dropping. Typically, we see sites pin anywhere between 4 and 12 products, but that way you can merchandise 12 products manually instead of 200. The second option that you have once you actually get into the Shopify UI is the option to either push up or push down clearance products on your site. And what we almost always see with all of our merchandisers is, you either want the clearance products on your website to make it up to the top of your collection, or you want to push them down to the bottom where you are trying to instill a full price merchandising experience. And so really, really simple UI that can either be enabled or disabled. And then you just set whether or not you want to push those items up or down within the collection itself. The third item is what we call product grouping. And this is probably the single most powerful aesthetic feature that we have in the app. And so once you enable product grouping, what you can do is you can group by color, vendor, brand, or product type, and you can set the group size from anywhere between 2 and 8 items. And what this is going to do is it's going to take all the products on your website, within your collection. It's going to form groups based on your group size, and then it's going to form groups based on the group type that you've set. And so let's say I have a collection where maybe there's 10 different colors in the collection. There's black, there's blue, there's red, there's yellow, and I set color grouping and I set a group size of 2. What's going to happen is we're going to see groups of 2 products of the same color show up next to one another. And generally what we see sites do in order to create a really visually appealing collection is what they'll go in and they'll set the group size to the width of their collection page. And what I mean by that is if you go in here, right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 products going across. And so what I would do within the actual app itself is I would set this group size to 4, and then I would group it by color or product type. And that would make sure that rather than seeing 4 different product types across the top here, I would see the same exact product type, which would look a little bit closer to if we go in here and we go to the featured sort real quick, right? I've got 4 beanies across the top, but in the app that can all be done programmatically just by using this product grouping feature. So really, really powerful feature to do all this sort of automated grouping on the fly. It would typically take a long, long time manually if you had to go through and adjust all the manual sort item by item within the Shopify UI. All right, 2 more features to go, and then I'm going to show you exactly how you can see all the different ranking data that is powering the app. And so the next feature is what we call product boosting. And product boosting is a way to make sure that whenever you're publishing brand new products to your website, they appear at the top of the collection in order to give them the breathing room that they need for a certain period of time. Generally, we see most merchandisers use a period between 7 and 14 days, but you can set even longer if you'd like. And really what we're working towards is eliminating the workflow of you as the merchandiser having to go in and say, hey, I'm launching a new line of products today. I'm going to put these 20 products at the top of the collection. And then 2 weeks later, I have to remember to come back to the collection and actually rearrange and restyle the whole collection. This way, with this feature, what you can do is you can just keep pushing new products to the collection. It'll pick up when those products were published to the collection, and then it'll push them to the top for the preset period. And then after the period ends, they'll just be ranked with the rest of your products as we go through. All right, and the last feature that we have that allows you to tweak how the AI rankings are being generated is what we call product discovery. And if I go in and just enable product discovery, what you're going to see is product discovery allows you to set a percentage of the top 100 products within a collection that is going to be completely randomized. And this feature is really, really useful for doing 2 things. Number 1, it creates just a general sense of freshness within an assortment. And number 2, it allows for situations where you have customers who are coming back to your site repeatedly, day over day over day, for them to continuously discover new products while also still experiencing a collection page that looks the majority of the same so that they can find items that they saw on a prior day. And so it handles that situation where it's I want things to be new and fresh, but I still need to ensure some consistency for my buyer's browsing experience. Generally, what we advise for clients is we generally want people to use some between 5 and 10%. We have seen clients turn it all the way up to 20% of just randomized product rankings, but it just makes sure that all of those products that are in positions beyond 100 get the views they need to actually be successful. And so generally at this point, we kind of see merchandisers and store owners saying, wow, this seems like a really powerful set of features. How do I actually know that the app is working and doing what I think it's doing? And so that's exactly why we created the ranking data section of our app. And so once you go into the ranking data, what you can see is all of the different data and all of the different settings that are actually being used to generate the final ranking for the top 100 products within your collection. And so right here, I can see that this Peterson black terracotta vase, was it pinned to the top of the collection? Was it boosted? Was it discovered? Was it pushed to the top because of clearance? And then even more powerfully, if I scroll to the right over here, what I can see is, all right, how many views did this product receive during the look back window? How many orders did it receive? What is its product level conversion rate? How much revenue did it generate? And then what percentage of its variants are still in stock? And so now what I've got is this really, really clear lens into this is the exact data that the app is using to rank these products. And if I want to, I can actually export all that data in CSV format. And so now I've got the confidence to say, okay, I understand exactly what's happening on my site, and really build faith in the ranking, the automated version of the rankings that I might not have been using in the past. And so I hope this is a great overview of the AI collection merchandiser. Basically, you set those settings for all the collections that you want at the collection level. And really what we're trying to achieve is, if you had a really, really great site merchandiser working for you every 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, what would they do? We want these ranking. We worked really hard and we worked really closely with site merchandisers themselves to design the workflows and the automations rather than just saying, what is purely the optimal ranking based on data without any sort of human intuition. If you all have any questions about how we do anything, we are always more than happy to chat everything merchandising. Reach out to us either at support@entice.com. You can also use my personal email, will@entice.com. We'd love to chat and we'd love to help you out.